welcome to today's video. So today I'm going to be talking to you about holiday traditions, things that we've done for a long time. I do have a few new traditions that I'm starting this year, and just kind of like things that we like to do, and maybe give you guys some ideas of things that you can add into your family too. Okay, so first off, don't mind, my hair is like still very wet from my shower, but I didn't want to dry it because my baby's sleeping. So first I want to show you guys, I just got these notebooks for my birthday and I'm loving them. This one is really cute, and this one, and it's packaged with wildflower paper. But anyway, I started doing holiday planning in these. I'm doing my budget in here, and I'm doing just like fun things in here. So I'm gonna just like go chronologically. So I'm gonna talk about October 1st, which is not super holiday-ish, but it's kind of how we like, start off holidays. So the first thing in October is usually my birthday. It's on the 11th. So our tradition by accident is going to the pumpkin patch on my birthday. So we did it, I want to say 3 years in a row. And on the third year, I was like, wait, we've done this like every year. This is our tradition. Like, I'm cool with it. It's just kind of an easy thing because I was like wanting to do something on my birthday, but something that's fun for the kids. Anyway, so that's our first, is doing the pumpkin patch, which I know like everyone goes and does that. But doing it on my birthday has been a tradition. This year we didn't. We actually went the first week. We went with a bunch of homeschool families. We all went on like the wagon ride and picked apples and pumpkins and had apple cider out there, and it was really fun. Okay, and the next thing that we do in October, I don't know if this sort of thing would be an option for everyone, but it's something that a local place here does. I think it's oh my gosh, my hair is gonna bother me. I think it's organized by our city. It's called a haunted hayride. It's for kids though, so it's not super scary. Although there once was this like terrifying clown running through the forest as we were going through, and the kids didn't see it, so that was cool, but it was pretty terrifying. Anyway, it's cool because it's at a like a trail orchard place. It's public, and we go there all the time, so the kids are familiar with it. And we started going before the pandemic, and so you get on a hayride and you go. We've gone twice before it. Quick funny story, the second time, Theo, my 4-year-old, was a baby. He wasn't one yet, and he was using a pacifier, and it was late, it was dark, he wasn't used to being out then, and the first less than a minute goes by in the hayride, and his pacifier pops out of the hayride into the black night, and we're obviously still going, and so then he cried like the entire time, and yeah. Yeah, it was great fun. He was fine. He just was like, what's going on? I want to go to bed. And then during pandemic, we actually drove our car through, and that was fun for the boys. Rowan wasn't born yet, but yeah, and now it's back to hayride this year. So anyway, we've gone and done that many years. It's basically like you go through, there's a bunch of trees and things, and they have little stations. Like there's like a band dressed as skeletons singing Monster Mash, but it was like changed to where we live, and it's really cool. They have fire throwers, people that dance in like light up costumes, and yeah, it's really fun. So research and see if you have something like that. That's one of my favorite traditions that we do. Okay, new tradition for October. I'm gonna try to not make this video too long because I'm kind of rambling. I want to try, okay, so I don't love like Tooth Fairy and Santa, my kids are outside, and all of that stuff. I don't really like encouraging it, but something I did encourage and bring up on my own this year was a Switch Witch, because I'm just so sick of, I can't not go trick-or-treating because the boys know what it is and they want to do it, and they just ask for their candy every day for months. Before it's even gone, Christmas comes and my mom gets them a bunch of candy, and then they're asking for candy every day again. So I told them, I'm sure that you guys have heard of it, but the Switch Witch, you leave out the bag of candy after Halloween. They'll have a few pieces of it. And then Switch Witch takes the candy, so the kids don't get any more, and leaves some sort of present. I told them that they can pretty much like pick out what they get, because I'm like, please say yes to this. And they were stoked. Mostly my older son was like, we can get Legos. And I was like, you can get whatever you want, as long as you're not asking me for candy every day. Because my second son is very sensitive to sugar, so we try to not do a lot. And of course, it's also his favorite thing. Okay, anyway, so we are trying that this year. If you want an update on how that goes, I can let you guys know. Okay, and now we are moving on to November. Something that we have done, gosh, 3 or 4 years, I think, ever since my oldest was old enough to be able to do it, was the Thankful Turkey. And it is, you cut out just a turkey out of like construction paper, and then you cut out a bunch of feathers to add on. And we don't do it every morning because that would be like 50 feathers for both of them by the end of it. But in the morning, you, whenever, I guess, okay, whenever you want to do it, you write down something that they're grateful for. And my 6-year-old would be able to write them now, but every day you talk about it together and you think about different things that you can be grateful for. And I always start with a personal example, and I change mine every time, and I tell them something that I'm grateful for. I don't put a feather on, but I think it's meaningful that I also exhibit thankfulness, and it just kind of like gets us in the mood. So that's always been kind of our like main gratefulness thing, but I think this year they're going to be able to do a little bit more. So I want to add in something, but I'm just not sure what that something is yet. The Meaningful Menus that we've been using has a gratefulness one, so I might do that. I'm still going to search around, and I'll get to the Christmas one soon. But as far as Thanksgiving, that's mostly what we do, is the Thankful Turkey. And then on Thanksgiving, it's always like a very busy day, and this year I just decided to embrace it. Sometimes I've tried having everyone come to our house so that we don't have to go a bunch of places, but it's just, I'm just like, whatever. It's one day. The kids are old enough now, like that Rowan is the youngest and she'll be fine, like not having the best nap ever. So we'll just go to each of our parents' houses, and yeah, it's very busy, but it's very fun. And then the weekend after, I guess this is kind of getting into Christmas time in December, but it's still in November, is when we decorate and usually get our tree. So going from there, we used to go and cut down a tree, like, you know, at the Christmas tree farm. But then when the boys were little, we would go, and the trees are like, gosh, I don't know, $60 or something. And they're so little, and they had no idea when we cut them down. So I was like, do we need to buy these? So we would go out to the Christmas tree farm and like support them, buy some stuff there, like, you know, whatever in their little shop. But then go to Jerry's, which is like a local hardware store, and buy a tree for like $20, which is just like, I just could not spend the $60 on a tree anymore. So that's what we did for a few years. But then this year, what we're going to try and do, if I can find where they are, if you know where they sell these, let me know, because I haven't looked into it at all yet. But we want to do potted Christmas trees, so potted like pine tree or whatever. Probably 2 of them, one in the living room and one in our sunroom, that we can then, you can see my son, that we can then plant, because now we live on a little bit of property, and it just makes sense now. Like when we lived in the city, it was like buy a potted tree and then what do you do with it? But now it's like use the wood eventually once they grow. But no, I think it'll be fun to kind of have like our own little Christmas tree patch that we've planted. Another thing that I'm sure that a lot of people do is pull out Christmas books at the beginning of December to just kind of like display, and we have those that we are reading throughout the month in like our main living area, because usually most of our books are upstairs. I just have like, we have library books, you can probably see them right here, and then my daughter's books, which you've seen in like the Clean With Me type videos. Okay, we have a couple other things that we do. Oh yeah, something that I started with my husband, gosh, the second year we were dating, I think, so like 11 years ago, was buying an ornament for each other. So this started out so simple. It was just, we went into like Joann's craft store, which is like Hobby Lobby. I don't know if Joann's is everywhere, but it's similar to that. and we would like one at a time like go and pick an ornament and buy it, and then we'd go home and like share them with each other when we decorated the tree. And so we have them for like every year. And so then when the kids came, then we started doing it with them. There's 5 of us, so I think what we do now, what we were doing was one son would buy for the other and vice versa, and then me and Adam, my husband, would still buy for each other too. I'm not sure what we'll do now with Rowan too, but yeah, it's been a really fun tradition, and we have lots of ornaments. I'm not like a pretty tree haver, but maybe if we have 2 trees, then I could have one with like white lights and just fake ornaments, and then the other one that actually matters with like all the cool ornaments. Okay. Okay, one last thing that we do that I could remember that we have as a tradition, besides like Christmas Day and Christmas Eve, I don't know if you guys care about that. I feel like everyone kind of does their own thing. I'll just mention that briefly after. Is we go to like this Christmas lights venue, I guess. It's not a drive-through thing. It's like you walk in and there's like Christmas light things everywhere. There's like big tunnels and giant decorations. I'm sure you guys have seen them before, but we've been going to those every year. The one that we usually go to is closed now, but there's one like an hour and a half or 2 hours from us. I don't know if I want to drive that far for Christmas lights, but it's been a fun tradition, and it's something that really makes it feel like Christmas is coming up. As far as Santa, since my kids aren't in here, I don't encourage it, but what we do is I still do stockings, and I put a couple of fun things in there, and then because I just don't want it to overtake Christmas, because that's not what it's about. It's not about, even if you're not very religious, to me it still should not be the basis. Like presents and gifts, it should be about like family and spending time together at the like, not even getting into God and Jesus. And anyway, so I like wrap their gifts from Santa in like craft paper, and then I just, for my son Cooper, I just write the letter C on it and nothing else. And so then he's like, oh, who's this one from? And I'm like, oh, who do you think it's from? And like, instead of answering the question or like leading into an answer, I'm just kind of like, well, what do you think? Oh, that's different than your other gifts. So it's still fun for them, and they think it's Santa and whatever. But that's what we do as far as Santa. And Christmas Eve, we go to my mom's. It's this big family thing, lots of kids, present overwhelm, everything. It's crazy, but it's family time too, so it's nice. And then Christmas morning we do here, and Christmas dinner we do at my house as well, and I host and I love it and it's fun. And okay, newest thing that we are trying this year is Advent. I've never done it before, and I'm very much looking forward to it. I ordered the first thing for Advent, and I think it's new this year, and it was only hard copy. I'm gonna do a flip through of it when I get it, but it takes like 3 weeks to ship, so I'm not gonna see it for a while. I'll leave it a surprise for you guys, but maybe you can guess what it is by those 2 pieces of information. I'm doing that, and then I'm also going to do a meaningful menu, so I will show which one I'm using of that for Christmas as well. So those will be new, and I'm very excited about it. And yeah, I'm sure that there's other things that we do too. Oh, I do, it's like my only decoration I do for Halloween, but I like to put the bats up. It's not very organized up there. We were redoing our bathroom right now, and so everything is just, I'm like, it's a mess, so it's just a mess. But anyway, I do like decorating bats, so that's an October thing as well. And yes, I believe that's it. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to subscribe if you want to take a look at the Advent that I'll be doing. And if I get something new for as far as Thanksgiving, then I will post about that too. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.